Okay, so to model the cup, we don't actually need to change the size or anything right now, but we're going to, just for the sake of it, just to be safe in case we, because it might muck up the size or something later on. Right, and SX, you can make sure it's correct. Okay. Remember, if you're a fan gamer, that it doesn't need to be this office or anything. It doesn't need to be, but for the purpose of this video, I'll be recreating the Fnaf office. Also, these windows are too low, but I'll put them up a bit in a bit. Okay. So we want it. Right, SX. I'm just going to keep adjusting the size a bit. Okay. This is really easy, this part. Just gotta make sure not to mess this up, because you can easily mess this up as well. Oh yeah, you don't have to, but I'm using this cylinder for this. So, I think we'll start by scaling that bottom part down a bit. There you go, you've already got this shape. That easy. But E to extrude, go down just a bit to make the kind of edges, I guess, of the cup. Like that. Now that should, yeah, that, whoops, hold on. That doesn't work. It's okay. I'll fix that. That's an easy fix. Just select all the insides here. Be right back. This does not need to be recorded. You know what to do. Okay, back. There we go. Easy fix, like I said. So now we have little edges for the cup. You don't actually have to do this because it will not be noticeable, but I'm doing it for the detail. So there you go. You can see that's like a cup or soda cup you would find in a restaurant, or that's similar. I think I won't. It doesn't matter. Okay. So now we need to have a lid for this. This is so stupid. Why am I showing how to make a soda cup? Okay. Okay, yeah. Soda cup. That's pretty much the based on. We need to add textures, so I'll add them later. Now for the cup's top, this will be really easy as well. I'm just gonna do this. We'll also add the texture immediately because it's so easy. You select glass shader, by the way. Also have a preview to make sure you're getting the glass effect. Okay, yeah, that'll do good, but you just can't see it right now. So I've scaled it down to the right size. Now we're going to move it to cup. It's a bit, yeah, it's not rotated though, so I don't know why it's looking a bit funny on the cup. Or is it just me? If I render that, yeah, you can see that the sort of glass texture, but that's going to be used for the thing later. That was a huge buzz. I don't think this does not need that much detail, not at all. Let's make a hole in the middle then. Delete that face. There you go. got a little hole in the middle now, and that's where the straw is going to go. And we're just going to use the exact same thing to model this straw. Of course, that's a huge straw. Remember, remember the office does have multiple multiple what's the word, TVs and stuff. And as soon as I show you how to model one TV, I'm not going to show you how to do the rest, because all it is duplicating and moving them around. I will not, well, because it makes sense, but And also for one door, I'm just going to show how to do one door. I'm not going to show how to do that because it'd be the exact same, but on the other side, or a window. Well, I won't anyway, because I would just be duplicating to do that. Okay, so there you go. Needs to be a bit wider. And it also has to have a bend, so I'll go ahead and bend it. In fact, I'll show you how to, just for now. Oh, shouldn't have shown that. That's the Fnaf Last Generation little freeze frame if you want to, but I'm not going to show. Okay, so what I'm going to do now, this is really simple, is E and then go up a tiny little bit, and then R, Y, and then rotate it a little bit. Don't rotate it that much, just rotate it a bit, and repeat this over and over until you have a fully bended straw. So that's what I'm going to do, so I'll just pause right here and I'll be back. Okay, so there we go. There you have the bended, well, the little bendy part of the straw. The way you do it is also the way you can make Foxy's hook, but you'd have to, bend them more, and at the end scale it down. I'm going to give this a little more bend actually. So let me move this back in, and then E, RY, E, RY, E, RY, because I just want it to have a bit of bendiness, so it can, bit of bendiness, just because I want it to be quite similar quite similar to Scott's, but not exact. So it's about, I don't know, let's see how yeah, that's quite accurate. Let me rotate it round to the right angle. Can't believe I'm still showing you how to make a cup and straw and stuff. This was quite of a waste of time, but it was worth it. It was worth it. You got there in the end. But you still need to get the stripe texture. Well, basically do the same thing you did to apply the other textures before. I'm just gonna go find a stripe texture and apply it. I'll be right back once again. Okay, so now I've applied the texture. You already know how to make the texture, so now we're gonna go ahead and make the crumpled up paper on the desk. You do not need to do this, but if your game has a story behind it, maybe the crumpled up paper is, or maybe you could have flat out paper, which is easy. You just have a plane, then you get paper texture, or well, you don't really need to, but you can have a texture that has writing on it or something. Let me see a texture that would make this messed up but without lagging us. Subdivision maybe? No, that makes it smooth. We want this to be like a prickly thing. So let me try smooth, because if you over smooth it will crumple. Oh, look at that nice star fragment texture. Yeah, that's not working either, but I will find something, don't worry. Bevel maybe. I can't remember what it was I used last time. I think it was bevel by the looks of it. You can try displace. That works quite well with it. In fact, just keep that local. Basically, you pick. Alright, let me go back. That went too fast. So, pick you just click new texture, direction normal. Keep that the same for this. And then don't worry about this part. Right, don't worry about that or that. Right now, but now we want to pick a texture, so we can pick one of these or pick our own. But I'm going to pick something like that. And then when we mess with this, it makes different shapes because it's trying to match that, basically, that texture, trying to make it look like what you're trying to tell it to look like, basically. And then it makes this weird crumple. You can change it anytime, so maybe we want magic instead of noise, or I can't remember the one I used before, but it was really good. One of these was really good for this. Oh, well, I didn't use that, but that's pretty good, even though it's meant to be wood. So I'm just going to keep messing around with these, see if I can find the right one. Distorted noise was probably it. Yep, by the looks of it. Yes, that's perfect. So we're just going to rotate around. Let's see where the bits of paper are. So there's one at the very edge, and one beside the cup, and one along the opposite side of it. So make that a little bit bigger. You see, in fact, a little smaller. And then move this over, rotate around, make it look like it's a different piece, and then it has this bit on top of it as well, like so. And then we just want to get another bit and move it over near the edge, but not exactly on the edge. Right, yeah, that's close. Not enough though. There. Yep, right, that's starting to look like it. Get quite happy with this. Now we have two choices for. Oh, yeah, in fact, it does have paper on it. I just noticed it has normal paper on it. I, for one, I'm just going to do this. This is something I think is optional. You don't have to add texture. I'm just going to have bits of paper. I really, well, I might add a texture for it later, but I really don't think it's necessary. So this is pretty much good enough for me. I don't really care about this. I don't care about the paper thing enough to want to actually give it texture. So maybe take one of these and move it over here, rotate it around, and then duplicate it as you would. Hold on, let me. Yeah, that's good enough. That's good enough. But now we need all the TVs and stuff behind it as well. So, and the fan. Can't forget the fan. I think because the fan or the TVs, they're probably a bit harder to do, or the cupcake. I don't know. They're probably the hardest, but it's still not that hard in comparison to other things you'd have to make for your own fan game. So, looking at these TVs, they have a bunch of buttons everywhere. That's a big. That's a lot of detail from Scott, which is expected because he's such a great modeler. This there's about 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 TVs and a speaker and a fan, and of course Carl the cupcake. It has a name, so I'm going to try my best to replicate these. So let's start. So hold on. Okay, so that needs to be scaled down a bit. How? Yeah. It's a certain bit apart from the Yeah, that's about right actually. It's on the edge like this, and it's right here. Now, what I'm really hoping for is that I can do the same thing I do with this first TV on the other TVs, because I really don't want to have to add more like do the same thing for every TV, but I won't show that. So anyway, let's see. That's about in position. It's good enough. And now we need to add the inside part. This is you'll know what to do if you don't. Loop cut. Just gonna loop cut the outsides basically. Like that. And we'll add one about here. Or here, because there's a bunch of buttons there, so you can move it back, do whatever. I'm gonna see what I can do with this. I don't want to mess this up. That's the one thing I don't want. Let's see, edge, do not select that edge, there we go. In fact, just delete the whole thing. There we go. And now we're going to add a second object for it, basically. That's what it'll be. We're probably going to add the texture quite soon actually, because it's quite hard to see. So I'll have a metal texture somewhere for this. In fact, let me have a look at the it's quite similar to the disc texture actually. Now I see. So now if I want to, I could just give it the same texture, which is material 5. I'm gonna have to unwrap again, but that doesn't matter. Okay, there we go. But this is yeah, that should not be the same. That's bad. So, no, in fact, we'll just keep this diffuse because it's a TV anyway. So now you can see a bit better. So what we're going to do is just add an empty glass frame that's black. You're not going to be able to see these TVs too well. So just because it's dark doesn't mean that you can avoid detail. Still got to have detail. That's important. Because someone will eventually notice something in the dark that doesn't look right in your office or your game. And then you'll be like, oh, okay. Okay. Yeah, this is quite annoying. Okay. We're just gonna pick this texture as well. In fact, no. Give it its own texture, but make it glass and make it black. And I guess that's it. There's not much actual else to do. This you could say this is hard or not. It'd be quite embarrassing if you thought this was hard. Well, nah, it's your own choice. It's your first model, and this is good for your first model. It's good to try. So, I'm not going to actually add the buttons because it's too much work. It'll take too much time. So maybe we're just gonna mess around, well, not mess around, but scale the TVs as they should be in the office, or put them in like they should be. I will be back. You can look at the office on your own picture of that to see what I'm doing, but by the time this is done, you should have quite a similar office to mine. I'll just be right back. I'm gonna put all the TVs down. I'll be right back.